what we want to say inside someone today. When you worship for promote yourself. If you want to worship reach in goal, if you want to worship score in target, if you want to worship reach inside one time, don't forget two things that inside any worship we do. Or what are you listening? Two things then. Get them in mind who you do worship. When you present them two factors that are inside any of your worship, you will score. That's no one will block you. Number one, when you don't worship, when you do worship or you don't worship, then get one factor where they call shuhudul minna. You forget the belief from any worship where you do say that Allah that in favor you not your goodness you do for Allah. This keep up now you bring. Say any worship what I do. As you do worship number one to Allah, say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I tell Allah thank you. When you select me among many other people then for this worship, tell and thank you for that. Any worship where you do, see the favor of Allah, not see you effort inside the worship. Allah no wants that. They call it shuhudul minna. We all the worship daily. When you pull money, you give person, he meets you. They ask you, you give him. When you give him, as the person turn over, tell Allah, thank you. Say, Allah left all man in this world, he sent this person to me. Say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give me back what I give him. Then say, Allah, give the mind back for that give him. Because some people they can get, but the mind not they follow the left. When you do any good, see Allah in favor of Allah. Then call it shuhudul minna. When you read salah, 100% believe in Allah na in favor for you. When you fast, 100% believe in Allah na in favor for you. When you zakat or any goodness you do, if finally you witness Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in favor inside that goodness the way you do. When you begin to do that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, you don't serve me. Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wa salam, inside Ihya al-Ulumuddin, one of them will ulama al-Ghazali, he say one day Allah tell Musa, he say Musa, I don't do boku goodness them for you. وَلَقَدْ مَنَنَّا عَلَيْكَ مَرَّةً أُخْرَى. He say Musa, I don't do goodness them for you. Boku. He say tell me thank you for that. What did Musa tell Allah? He say Allah. He say the thank you said why they tell you, the favor from you. How I will tell you thank you? Then Allah say Musa, now you don't serve me. They take this why they tell you. Now you get favor me for that tell you thank you. If you favor not reach to me, I'm not able to appreciate you. So how I will tell you thank you? Allah appreciate him for that. For no say anything will meet you, you don't get power inside the Allah not being empower you. Under la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We need to plant this now we bring. Some people when they do worship, they feel saying Allah is the favor. When he pray, he feels saying Allah is the favor. When he sadaqah, he feels saying Allah is the favor. When he go matter, he feels saying Allah is the favor. You know the favor Allah. Allah not the benefit from anything we do. We worship not the elephant in kingdom 1 inch. They deny what they deny and not they reduce from in kingdom 1 inch. Before they make way, in kingdom we don't complete. In kingship we don't pick before they make way. So you know the add from them, you know the reduce from them. Anything what you do, Allah can support you for doing good. You just get for observe this from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Prophet Sulaiman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless him. He gave him goodness, he made the breeze self the server. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless him. He tell Allah, say Allah help me now, Allah tell you thank you. The goodness will for people. He don't say because all men army they are in this surround me, I don't talk. No. He say Allah, help me now for appreciate you for the goodness we don't do for we. Most of we not can see this. When it do small good or it be small check or it be small imam, we don't cut. If you say don't score, you don't score. Now Allah they pay for you. The more Allah pay for you, the more you for humble yourself and come down. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam don't see his Kaaba and Quraysh in hand. When nobody not can believe. They say the Prophet they not be able to see in face where they enter the Makkah. When they enter the Makkah, they say in the right. take him be the touch the right him back. It is humble for Allah. You know what? Nobody see him. You know say what you have to go to him and Allah and ain't help. But if in a one of we, when you win leadership or you gain victory, then it's where they pass now. Now open up with him. But Rasul before he know in Allah, he know in Mecca. He know say anything we meet and favor from Allah. We get for experience this and observe and believe and hold in Quran. Some people then during the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam they asked that some villager then they can't meet the prophets. They tell us, Muhammad, we don't enter Islam. We don't support you. We don't support your system. We don't really support you. Now we support you. Now we enter Islam. Now Allah tell them, say, hey, we said, share. We not help Muhammad. We not support the system. We not support Allah. Now Allah in favor now. Quran tells them, say, yamununa alayka an aslamu. He said that they can't begin with goodness to you because they don't enter Islam. He said, قُلْ لَا تَمُنُّوا عَلَيَّ إِسْلَامَكُمْ. Una no can read una goodness to me, say una don't enter Islam. بَلِ اللَّهُ يَمُنُّ عَلَيْكُمْ أَنْ هَدَاكُمْ. You must give you tinap before him. You accept, say, Allahu Akbar. The agreement so you did not write with him. You sign with him Friday, you respect him. Now Allah na him for you. For any goodness what you do, say, Alhamdulillah الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. This is not the first point. We know the going to run depth. Time will permit me. The second point, for any worship what you do, if you want to let Allah appreciate you, now for no say you fault inside that worship, you not do up to perfection. However you try, accuse yourself, say you not do up to perfection. You not do up to the a week inside this worship. Now so why you will go. Allah they say this man here, he don't know in position. I didn't accept that. Let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you better understanding. This one is very important. When somebody they witness in weakness inside any worship, it they help one to promote himself anytime. But when you feel say you worship, you don't perfect that, you know they try for past again. You say I don't think that they pick. What did the Prophet tell her? He said, Abu Bakr, one of the supplications why they recommend for you. He said, Abu say, Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi ulman kathira. ولا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت فاغفر لي مغفرة من عندك وارحمني إنك أنت الغفور الرحيم. Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam tell Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, he said, Ya Abu Bakr, he said, tell Allah, say, Allah, I don't rogue myself, but who? Man like Abu Bakr, if any complaint, say, don't rogue himself, what about we? He said, I don't rogue myself, but who? He said, but no sign, no, they are not going to escape unless to you. You and Allah will they forgive. You and Allah will get mercy. He said, forgive me and be merciful on me. If you dread me, I don't get no sight of you. One of the best to have. He said, may walk no they qualify me for that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in paradise tomorrow. What it means is, mortal man by nature is weak. Mortal man by nature is less. Mortal man by nature is rogue. Mortal man by nature is ignorance. If you know the witness date here, you know they see you follow, you know you will promote yourself. But with them two factors there, any worship we do, if you keep on all the time that you bring, say this worship here, now Allah na in favor for me, and I don't want to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in satisfaction 100%. But now this I able because I weak by nature, Allah accept that from me. With this, we will promote ourselves with worship. Then we connect with them two factors there. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let Allah continue for bless we. Let Allah forgive when mistakes them. Let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept we.